This video is sponsored by Wildlife Command Center Coffee. More about them at the end of the video. Hey everybody, it's me, John Ward, and I am back with another One Filmmaker, One Film. And today my guest is...
Brewer, director of the Death Park series.
And give me a little history of yourself. Who is Ken?
Who's Ken? I started off making I made a couple little shorts you've seen. I think I sent you back in the 90s.
I did watch them.
Basically, back then I was an engine builder. I built Pontiacs. I was like one of the top 20 Pontiac engine builders for like 20 years. I had the business, and I was one of the top 3 guys.
Oh, wow.
And I mean, I made a lot of money. It just, as I got older, I just decided, I don't want to start forgetting things and screw up a $20,000 motor. You know what I mean? So I just decided to get out of it. I got my little alkaline water shop, and then I had so much free time. I figured, start the channel, and it just went from there. You know what I mean? I had the engine shop. They were filming one of the Fast and Furious sequels up the street.
Oh.
They needed a part for one of the cars. They came to my shop. And so that got me up there on the set and helping them work on the cars. And I met a bunch of people, and it just went from there. They told me, oh, Roku's the thing now, and it was the only thing back then. You know what I mean? There was no Fire Stick. There wasn't, none of that was around back then. Roku was the first streaming player, and that's why I did it.
So the films that you sent me, I did watch 2 from the 90s, and they were fun. Yeah, they were like 5 minutes or less, somewhere in there. They're crap.
I was a kid, but they were funny.
What were they shot on? Because I could see that little piece that goes like that when you do the editing. It was VHS.
Oh, it was like a gore filth movie.
Oh, I know who he is. Yeah.
yeah. It was it was a VHS-C. I think he uses that as well, right?
I know he shoots on VHS, but I'm not sure what type of camera.
Yeah. I got it was a VHS-C. I've still got the recorder.
Wow.
Yeah, I still got the camera.
Oh, nice. So if Death Park, if you ever want to do like a retro, kind of flashback version, you can always shoot it on that.
And if Gore ever needs if he ever needs another camera, I got one here for him.
There you go, Gore Filth, right there.
One day I might even donate to him. Hell.
Yeah, he's cool. A really nice guy. He's
a cool guy, man. I like him.
His films are interesting. So they're
very interesting. He sent me the new one, and I was like, but that's what you want. You know what I mean? They're kind of like, whoa, okay. Well, it's fun. It makes you laugh.
Well, yeah, it's kind of like, when you watch a Tarantino movie, you kind of expect certain things to be done, certain words to be said. And if that offends you, don't watch it. So if you get a gore filth movie, you know exactly what you're getting into.
Yeah.
So it's not for everybody. Yeah, they're different than your normal kind of indie film, but they're definitely it's not for everybody. It's not for somebody who wants to go watch regular mainstream movies. So so then after that, I watched both Slaycation films.
Oh.
So those were fun, and for people, those are on YouTube under the B Movie TV channel. So those were fun. They're all done with like Barbie dolls, and there's 2 of them, and they were enjoyable. So I recommend those. So what is B Movie TV?
B Movie TV is a streaming channel on Roku. It's 24/7. It's not a video on demand. It's basically it's a 24/7 channel, like your old HBO. You got movies starting every 2 hours, like on the even hours, 8 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 12 o'clock. And in between that, we run trailers and like little shorts from independent filmmakers and cartoons, whatever we could find that's public domain, throw it on there.
And what type of movies can people watch on there?
It's basically low budget B movies from basically the 70s, 80s, and 90s.
Okay, are these films that would like be known to people? Like
Some
what
of
are some
them,
of the titles?
some of them. Oh gosh, some of the titles. You know, off the top of my head, gosh, you know, like a lot of the public domain crap, Silent Night, Bloody Night,
Okay.
And stuff like that. Whatever we could license, like we license a lot of David Sterling stuff.
Oh, nice. Okay,
Yeah,
Sterling
we play the
Entertainment. All
Camp
right.
Blood movies, Axe Grinder, and stuff like that. I'm buddies with David, so you know, I pay him once a year, and we do what we do. You know?
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, yeah. I'm friends with David. I've worked with David, so that's cool.
I watched the interview.
Yeah. Yeah, David had me on his show, you know, about a year or so ago. I was his unofficial co-host. So I thought, well, I got to have him on, you know. I was on his, so he's got to be on mine. So, and he kind of took over because David could talk. And so I would ask a question, and then 10 minutes later, you know, he'd be done with his answer, which was fine by me. Less talking for me to do.
Sure.
And then what is Livid Media?
Livid Media is basically a DVD distribution company, like let's say cult. Oh gosh, Culture Shock Releasing or Severin Film. You know what I mean? We release, you know, older titles. Like our first title is Even Hitler Had a Girlfriend, which is a old Ronnie Kramer. I mean, Joe Bob Briggs said it was the best drive-in movie of whatever year that was, 1994 or 1991. And it's a bizarre movie. We got it from the director and remastered it the best we could, and even got the sequel, so it's a 2-disc version. And we're working on a couple other titles right now to get out. And so that gave me a way to release my own films.
Oh, it makes sense.
Exactly. I could distribute my own films that way because I'll have fans buying Livid Media movies, and then they'll, oh, well, look at this. I have a section in the new website that says our own films, and you can just click on that. And it's going to tell you there's all my films. You know what I mean?
Sweet. Okay, nice.
Yeah.
So I basically we've just met. We you know, we're pretty new to knowing each other. And the way that I met you, because you didn't meet me, I actually reached out to you, is I just saw randomly on Facebook the Blu-ray for Death Park, The End. Yes. And I loved the title and loved the cover. And
that's the DVD, huh?
Yeah, I should have ordered the Blu-ray. I really should have.
The picture is all fucked up. I don't like the picture. That's why it's not on, you know, going to be on the new website. I don't like the picture of the DVD. It had to be compressed so damn much.
Oh, really?
All the extras and everything on there. We should have just made the DVD without the extras.
Well, I'm glad you didn't. So it's because I mean, I like to support, so I'll probably buy the Blu-ray anyways.
The Blu-ray looks beautiful. It looks beautiful.
Because this has on it, the special features are alternate scenes, blooper reel,
everything.
Behind the scenes video, State of Grace breakdown music video. So it's got everything. So there's the back. So this is, I did see the Blu-ray. I thought this looks awesome. How can I get a copy? I thought maybe it was like a sequel, but I wasn't sure. Because I honestly had not heard of Death Park before this. And that's what I said, well, how can I get a copy? And you gave me the link to Kanaki. And then I private messaged you and said, you know, which is where I also got part 6.
Part 6.
Yeah, I got that. And which we'll talk about both of these later on, because we're going to break down each film. And you gave me that Kanaki, you know, link. And then I bought both of them and
Thank you. Hey, I appreciate that.
Oh yeah, you're welcome. And said, well, why don't you, you know, come on One Filmmaker? And you were like, sure. And I think I have seen more of your films for this show than any filmmaker so far that I've interviewed, because normally
Well,
it
didn't
is
take
one
long.
film. Yeah, these are, I didn't want to, because I try to do, let's say for like Joe Lujan, who does the Immortal Wars, he has like 4 films, a ton of shorts, he's got comic books, all that. I only wanted to interview him for one movie, the very first one. And then he could come back later, and then we'll talk about the second one. Then he could come back later and talk about the third one. Your and my interview would be 10 minutes, because the very first, Death Park film is 3 minutes and 56 seconds. So it's like, let's just review them all, because each one got longer until the last one.
Hopefully they looked better and had better quality to them, better effects, and it got better as it went along.
Well, and I was looking on IMDb, and there's a picture of you with your camera. That's quite a setup. What camera did you use to shoot these?
Oh, okay, now. Okay, the first one I used it was just a regular Canon Vixia. It was like a vacation camera. One of them little tiny ones that just open up on the side.
Okay.
And I still got, I think I still got it. I still got them all. And it was just some shitty camera my brother gave me that he had. And my mentor, who was Robert Schaffner, he did a lot of porns back in the 70s, and he did a couple now. And ironically, he was the tech advisor on Boogie Nights.
Oh.
So a lot of people knew him, and I learned a lot from him in that aspect. So, yeah.
So what did you evolve from? So that the picture that I saw was just one of the cameras
that was just a Vixia. The next one was like a Pro Vixia. It was like it had adjustable sound levels and all kinds of crap like that. A lot of extra stuff, but it still had no removable lens, none of that stuff. It was just, your one-piece camera. I think we did that all the way until it was part 6. I got the newer camera, and it was still one of those, but it was like a pro series or some shit. I've got it too. And I did it for part 6. And what it is Robert Mukes from House of a Thousand Corpses. The guy's my best friend. We work out several times a week at the gym. And
oh, nice.
Back and stuff like that. That's why he's in the movie. And he kept bugging me. He's all, bro, you gotta get a better camera. You gotta, you gotta move up to the next level. You know what I mean? And so I had, what the fuck, you know what I mean? So I got the Canon. I got a Canon 90D and the whole schmear, and got a bunch of small rig stuff, put it all around it, and got the DD mic, and everything you could put around it basically. And that's what it is now for part. For Death Park The End, it was the Canon D90,
which I think on the interviews for the disc for part 6, which you get, I'll let people know the DVD special features on this is Death Park 6. It's the director's cut. You get interview with producers and director, interviews with cast, and a deleted kill scene. I think in your interviews, you mentioned that you got a new camera and that you were really excited to use it. And that for part 7, you were going to be bringing in a known large person, like a tall person. You wouldn't name it, and that would be Robert, I'm assuming. Yeah, and he's right here. So he's in this one, and that's
he mentioned it, and I was thinking we could do it, and then it was a whole project. Like, I finished practically Death Park The End, and he helped me through the whole movie. Like, he'd come over, and I do my movies different than everyone else, probably. Now, my movies like Death Park The End, I think it took us 4 months to shoot, maybe 5. But we just do it on Sundays for 3 hours from 12, to 3. So it's a really short shoot. And that's why most of the actors I'll get are happy to do it. You know what I mean? And most of them are off or doing nothing. So then what we do is I'll film a whole scene a whole scene in one day, one kill scene. And then I'll edit it that week. I'll edit that scene and I'll put that scene away. And I do that every week. I add the sound effects, everything but the music. Then by the end of the movie, all I have to do is get those scenes, put them in the order I want, then go film some connecting scenes. And, you know, and I get the movie done. So actually, when I'm done filming, 2 weeks later, my movie's on Blu-ray.
Well, you know, if it works for you and it works fine, because I thought all of these, and there's 7 movies, and 6 of them are on YouTube. And then the 7th one, the end, you would buy on DVD or Blu-ray.
It'll be on Amazon Prime pretty soon.
So, okay, good. And I'll put links for all that stuff down below. And so one last question, and then we're going to get into the first movie, is the killer is wearing a Trump mask. Yeah. Now, I got to be honest, when I first saw it, and this, like even here, I thought it was a Ken doll. I thought he was supposed to be like a Ken doll. I didn't realize it was like a Donald Trump mask. And then I'm watching the film going, wait, this looks like that's a Donald Trump mask. And even later on, and I don't want to say what the note is, but I think it's part 6 where he leaves a note as
that's right.
kind of Donald Trump. I'm not going to say what it is because I thought it was funny.
Oh, that's right. I forgot all about that. That was part 5.
Part 5. Okay. Very funny. And so why the, you know, is this kind of like a William Shatner Halloween thing? Why the Donald Trump mask?
Because at the time he was so controversial on TV. He was the president at the time. So everyone hated him and people liked him. So I just like, you know, how else am I going to get attention trying to do my first little short film, but make people laugh? So I thought the whole idea is, what kind of killer can we do? And I go, how about at the end, we just reveal me just standing there like this, and it's just Trump. And that worked. I mean, people laughed. They go, oh my God, that's great. You know, this and that. And it was just a big joke. You know what I mean? And so then people actually liked it. Oh, make another one. So, okay. Then I started getting all, well, I got to show them that I could really do some blood. You know what I mean? And then in part 2, we did, you know, a little bit more effects. You know what I mean? Then obviously in the first one, we didn't do anything, but I wore a hat and we stuck the knife in the hat and I would put the hat on.
Yeah. So now if you make more, and we're going to talk about the possibility of sequels later, but if you were to make more, would you now use a Biden mask because he's president?
Actually, most likely, I'd have someone make me a mask, just something like totally original, like just something scary. Like when I was a kid, I had this nightmare of this guy following me down an escalator, and I tripped and I turned around and looked at his face, and I still have that face in my mind. So I kind of want to make a mask that looks like that.
Okay, well that's actually good to keep the first 7 kind of off to their own thing, and then when you know, if you're going to do more, kind of revamp it and update it and stuff, and do something the same but different, you know.
Yeah, it'll be a little more elaborate outfit. You know, obviously we're going to have more of a budget. Instead of all those movies cost us, each one, I think 1 through 6, none of them costed more than $40, $45.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, that's a good segue. So let's get into that then. So first, what made you, how did you come up with this idea? Why did you want to do Death Park?
God, we did Slaycation. That's what did it. And people just liked that little doll movie. And I thought to myself, well, heck, I might as, see, the whole idea was I made those first 2 movies I sent you. Okay, the early ones in the 90s. My brother and his 2 buddies were just like, oh, dude, your movies suck, man. That sucked. You know, my brother was the killer in the pad. You know, he was in it, you know, and he was all, you know, And I pretty much got discouraged and went on my whole engine building thing and did that. And just doing the little doll movie kind of, I guess, ignited. I mean, we were doing stuff on B-movie TV shows, but we didn't do a movie. And just doing that little movie and having people dig it so much was cool. I just figured, you know what, let's do something without dolls, something with humans. And that's where we started with it.
And your brother's character deserved to be killed in the film because he criticized Chuck Norris.
Yeah.
How dare you criticize Chuck Norris?
Yeah, that was funny though. People love that scene.
He got his butt kicked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those were fun, and it kind of, in a way, you could kind of see that progression too. You could see that with certain filmmakers when you start off with something, you know, that's older. You could see the progression. So you could see from those two films that you sent me to Slaycation to Death Park, you could kind of see a growth.
Oh yeah.
Like
well,
nothing.
So cool.
They never looked the same.
Well, like the pad. Look at the pad. I mean, that had, which we could talk about once we get to Death Park the End, but I mean, it had an actor in it that was in Death Park the End, and I'll explain how we came across each other again once we get to Death Park the End.
Okay. And so what was so all of these were kind of more or less one location. Every once in a while it veered off.
The first one was in a different park. The first one was in a completely different park. It was all in town here, local stuff. And there were just so many people in that park. I mean, it took us forever to shoot that little bit because people kept walking by. And I'm like, I can't take this. and that park, for some reason, if they catch you filming, they'll like charge you. I mean,
you're in LA, right?
Well, yeah, and they'll have people like, even if people are taking pictures of a wedding and they catch you taking pictures without a permit, they're gonna give you a ticket.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, that's one of the nice things about being out here in Vegas is nobody does that type of stuff. It's when I did Xmas 2, and I'd mentioned this in one of the other interviews, is we needed a restaurant. All we had to do was buy a meal. And it was for a horror film. They didn't care. We showed the outside and then, you know, that establishing shot. And then we went inside and the couple's eating dinner. And the manager's like, yeah, just buy a meal when you're done. So I just the staff, you know, the cast and crew to lunch. That's how easy it is to shoot out here. I mean, we shot at a bookstore. It was buy some books. Okay. Wow. So I bought like 5 books. You know, no permits, no nothing. So this whole crazy California, LA thing.
I assume Xmas you made at your work.
My original place, yeah, the place that I'm at now, which is mostly people from the original location. Which is insane, is I used to work for, and I don't care about saying the name. I used to work for Life Storage. That's where we shot 1 and 2. I asked my boss, who was my boss back then. Now I'm at a different place. He says no, he won't let me shoot Xmas 3 and 4 there. So now I have to go find another storage facility.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, and I'm like, dude, what? And he's like, I don't think the investors would like a horror movie shot here. And it's like, all right, now you're going to cost me money, dude. So now I'll praise Storage 1 when I shoot there, but I won't. I'm not going to, you know, even though I work here. So, but you know, enough about Xmas. Let's get back to you. Yes. So you said the first film is one location, and then so the rest of them are a different location.
Yeah. We moved to the Peck Park Canyons, and I mean the guys that work in there. There's just one guy that works in there on a Sunday, and he's a long-haired guy with a beard like me, and he's just totally cool. You know what I mean? We did have one incident in part 7 where the bum came out of the bush, and he's all get out of here, you kids, get out of here with the knife. He was that guy was in Aliens 3. He's done a lot of stuff, Richard. And he did that so convincingly that people that were in the park heard it, and they went and told the park guy him, and he came to check on it, and then he started laughing when he seen it was out.
That's funny. Yeah, because some people just don't care. They're just
Oh,
like, okay, well,
oh, are you okay down there? They're yelling at us, the people that went and told him, and we go, yeah, we're just making a film. I mean, we said it like 4 times and she still ran and told.
some people just have to get into your business. So,
Yeah.
but some people that work at places or security or whatever, they don't care. When we were shooting a film called Skull Evil here at my apartment, I didn't ask for permission. I figured, shit, I pay rent. I could shoot here. I don't need permission.
Sure.
And we were shooting late at night, and all of a sudden the security guy rolls up on a bicycle. I'm like, oh, fuck, here we go. And I'm like, dude, nobody's renting this apartment right now that we're standing in front of. It's cool. We're trying to be mellow with everything. And he's like, well, I don't care. I just want to watch you make a movie. I'm like, oh, okay. So he just watched this for, 10, 15 minutes and then rode off. So
cool.
Some people are very cool about it, and some just got to get in your business.
Yeah.
So now with the, what would you say okay. So then my next question would be, did you always intend this to be like a franchise or a series?
Yeah, you know what? After we got done with part 2, yeah, we just kept going, you know what? Let's do one every couple of months. Let's just do one after the other and make it a series and just keep going.
Well, that's what I figured when I saw the dates, is that it was, like 2018, and then it was like 19.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I was going to do something else, and it was Robert who told me, he goes, dude, they're getting popular. Why change? He goes, just keep doing it.
So yeah, exactly. Well, and everything matches. Well, I'll get into matches, but location wise, everything seems to match.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Which is kind of weird, because since you shot them at different times, a lot of the camera angles are like identical, almost like you just shot everything from that angle for 6 movies. And then
it's just the way I shoot. It's just, I'm kind of an old school, like my idol is Bill Lustig. So that's who he doesn't do much handheld. He doesn't, you know what I mean? We did do a lot of handheld in the end, but other than that, no, I'm pretty much a lot of static shots.
Yeah. And yeah, you could tell a lot of it is on sticks. So it's, yeah, and it looks, I thought all the films, including, the first one, look great. I mean, I thought that they looked very professional. I thought they sounded good. I love the colors, very, because of its location. It's very green. I like that. But then you have also the different colors of the different plants and trees around. Everybody pretty much was dressed in like kind of like, not all people, but most people were like in colorful colors, including the guys that work there. They had those like vests on, like those reflective road vests.
Yeah.
So even those stood out. So, I'm watching these going, these don't look like they were shot on like a cell phone or something. These actually look very good.
It's all Canon cameras.
Yeah, and Canon's a good product. So they've been around for a very long time. And what would you say for the first film, the budget was on that? $10 from what you mentioned before?
Yeah, probably like maybe $15. We bought a bottle of Caro syrup, a couple of food colors and a little syringe. And I had a hand that we Christine used it on Saturday Night Tears, and she just didn't want it anymore. So I flipped the hand around and used that as her stub when she got her hand cut off. So yeah, it didn't cost maybe $15.
Not bad for a film.
Yeah, the knives were 99 cents at the 99-cent
store. Oh yeah. Always a good place to buy stuff. Their Dollar Tree, all
same with the syringe.
Yeah, it's amazing of what you can get at those places, and then you just make them look a little different. You just I bought I was at Goodwill, and I found a rubber arm. I think it gets basically cut off like around the elbow here, and my effects artist Miranda Dudley, I told make it. She goes, well, I didn't make this, and I said, no, make it yours. Take it and make it look different. Cut it up a little bit more, add a little bit more bone, make it a little bit more bloody. And when she got done with it, she's very happy. And that was just like $5 from Goodwill. And now we use it in almost every film.
Yeah, we've used that same hand in my movie for at least three films.
You got to get your money's worth. It doesn't matter if you pay $1. You got to get your money's worth.
Oh, that's like the penis. I mean, once we got
that was something I was going to bring up. Yes.
Yeah, we used it in every film after. I mean, I got that used on eBay for $20. They used that in a movie, and it was used for $20. I was like, oh, let's get it.
Do you know what movie it was used in?
No.
Wouldn't that be weird if it was like some like Hostel or something like that?
That would be a trip.
You got some like, a couple million, $5 million penis there,
We just tried to make it better and better each time. The first time was, well, they were all funny in a way. The first one was funny and the last one was epic.
Oh yeah, each one definitely, gets bloodier and bigger. So in each film.
Well, and every actor got better, because you see, I used the same troupe of actors, and you notice each time, I mean, now they're great actors.
Oh yeah, they definitely got better through each film. Yeah.
Now the one scene in God, I don't know if it was the one where, I think it was part 4, right at the beginning of that, when Rebecca, I go running off, and she threw the star. She threw the star at me, and I went running off. That whole area, that was actually filmed at a different part.
Oh.
And it made it look like we were in a wooded area, and we need to go back there and use that again. That was a good spot to film.
Yeah, you fooled me. It looked like the same spot, just a different, same park, different area.
It's all green.
Yeah, that's true. And how was it? Because you play the killer in each film, in 7 films. How is that? You playing the killer with a mask on and being director?
Hot. Yeah, putting that mask on sometimes when it was like 90 degrees or something like that during the day was like brutal. But what are you going to do? It was fun. I enjoy the hell out of it. You know what I mean?
So do you prefer acting to directing, or directing to acting, or do both?
See, the reason I'm the killer is I'm going to be there every time. All right. I don't have to worry about someone not showing up. Right. I had the mask on. I didn't have to really act. So all I had to do was act like Jason a little bit, turn my head, do crap like that and shit like that. And that's all I did until the last one, and of course, in the last one, I had to, I picked the best actress in the movie to share my acting with. So I would come off looking good, of course.
Oh yeah, and we'll bring her up too. So that's I spoke to her while watching the movie. So definitely. Yes, I worked with her on one film. Well, I'll just say Sherry Davis. We'll just say it now since we're talking about her. And she's a favorite. And I worked with her with Dustin Ferguson on what was called Purged, but it got changed to House of Pain when Wild Eye Releasing picked it up. So I've got to work with her, and it was very fun working with her. I like her.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping one day to actually work with her, since we're so close. I mean, LA and Vegas aren't that far.
Yeah,
but...
no, she's going to be in the next movie I'm filming. We already talked about that.
Oh, nice. Good.
Yeah, it's going to be a tour guide.
Hey, there's a dog in the background.
Yeah, Foxy.
Anything can happen. One of the things that I did like, and this is consistent throughout all of them, was the music.
Yeah, the music was it's just royalty-free music off YouTube.
Oh,
yeah, Technoax. You could go on Technoax on YouTube, and he makes a bunch of royalty-free music. And so does Jacob Lizzet. He does the same thing. And so both of all that metal stuff and that fast beating stuff is all from them.
So was that made specially for you, or did you just kind of pick it through YouTube?
No, I just went. They've got hundreds of songs.
Oh, wow.
Hundreds. I mean, you could go through and just pick something and there's so many different songs on Technoax. It's crazy.
What about whenever the killer would show up, the masked man, as he is called, whenever he would show up, there would kind of be that kind of stinger sound that's almost Halloween-like.
It is. I stole it from Halloween.
Oh, well, at least you're honest.
When she gets stabbed in the car, that's where I took it from.
Okay. Honesty, the best policy.
I mean, it's such a short stinger. They can't do anything for that short. It's, it's not long enough for them to do a damn thing about.
I liked it. I liked whenever, even through 7 movies, I never got bored of that, because you always know that the killer's right there.
I love it.
It works really well.
Yeah. And
you work with a woman named Mary Death.
Yeah, Mary. That's God. Me and Mary went to high school together, and we've just been doing stuff ever since. She's my partner in Livid Media, and she's the producer. She directed Slaycation 2. I did all the camera, and I'm not sure which one it was. It might have been part 4 or part 5. She directed one of the kill scenes. It was in the credits.
Oh, it's the selfie.
Yes.
The selfie scene, because I even made a note of that I thought that was hilarious.
Yes.
So there's a lot of humor in these. I've noticed that they're not just straightforward slasher. I mean, there's a good time being had.
Yeah, I try to throw in a little dark humor, kind of not like towards parody. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't want it to be parody. Like we'll talk about that when we get to Death Park the end, because I'll tell you about Doug Waugh, who's fantastic. I mean, the guy's a good friend of mine. He made Death Park 7 what it is. So there's a lot of good stuff to talk about once we get there.
Well, and in the interviews, it was mentioned that these are ad-libbed.
Yeah. I go in there and give them, it's like wrestling, pro wrestling. I'll go in there and I'll give them bullet points. Just get this across and do it and come across. My theory is this. These people are not pros. They're all my friends until the last one. All right. Until Death Park 7. Everybody before that, these are just all local friends. These are just all my friends. And none of them are pros except for the people, we call them pros now, I guess, but that were in each one. But I mean, the only way to make them, to give somebody who's not a pro a whole bunch of lines, it's just like they're going to be so goddamn wooden, it's going to be a joke.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you give them bullet points like a wrestler and tell them, be yourself, just turn it up a little.
Sure.
And it works on some people like Rebecca or Angel in the series. She was just meant to get killed that day when her friend got killed. All right. And I leaned over to Mary and I go, shit, she can act. You know what I mean? And I go, shit,
keep her.
This girl can act. I go, do we gotta kill her? And she goes, no. And I go, well, fuck, let's keep her. Let's let her live.
It's just a flesh wound. It's just a flesh wound.
And that's what we did.
Well, that's what I always got from the Expendables, with Sylvester Stallone, is I heard that Dolph Lundgren was supposed to die. And then at the very end of the movie, because I think this is the first film, is Lundgren says, thanks for not killing me. He says it on camera.
Yes, I remember that.
Because Stallone, I think it's a reshoot, is Stallone doesn't shoot, doesn't kill him. He lets him live.
Oh, wow.
And I always felt like maybe they did test audiences that said that they like Dolph. And of course, Stallone and Dolph are very good friends. And so every once in a while, you just like that character and you like that actor and you want them to live. And it's a slasher film. So of course she could come back in the sequel. Why not? She didn't bleed. We didn't see her bleed out.
People remember characters more than the story.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I think people remember Laurie Strode more than they do any of the stories from Halloween. So
if you could create a character, they'll remember it more than the story.
Yeah. And so now the other person who shows up a lot in this is it Caitlin Kenner?
Yeah, Caitlin. Yeah. And okay, interesting story on that. On the first one, she was never meant to be in it. The girl that was supposed to be the girl who gets her hand cut off was a friend of mine. She never showed up. And we sat there in the park for like an hour, like the girl never showed. And I go, I want to do this, you know? And so Mary's like, well, I know some people. And she starts looking through her phone and she goes, Caitlin's cute. And I go, well, call her up. Let's see if she can do it. She came up and that was it.
And then that's it. Then she gets a giant claw, which we'll talk more about, you know, for part 7. So
yeah.
So she gets a nice little weapon. And then the first film, like I said, it's 3 minutes and 56 seconds. It has 2 murders in it. Yeah. And then that's it. You know, we just made a little movie and then you said it got popular and then you made part 2, Death Park part 2. And part 1 was 2018. Part 2 is 2019. It is 6 minutes and 5 seconds. And one thing I like about all of these is I like that they don't have subtitles except for the first one. I'm sorry, except for the last one, letting us know that it is the last one. And even though I criticize subtitles, like I know the Axeman stuff, I gave subtitles too, but I like that it's just Death Park 2, Death Park 3, Death Park 4.
I do too. I don't like the whole idea of not calling it Death Park 7 and putting just Death Park at the end is that somebody who hasn't seen the first 6 is more likely to buy it just seeing it say Death Park at the end than to see if it said Death Park 7. Well, hell, what the hell are Death Park 1 through 6? Where's that?
Right.
You know what I mean? So that was the only reason we changed it. And it kind of fit, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. And for the very last film, I get that. I mean, that's I think probably the smart way.
I kept saying though, through the whole making, everyone said, well, how's it gonna end? How's it gonna end? And I said, everyone's gonna die. I always said that. And it was funny because we were gonna let Caitlin live, but we'll talk about that till we get to it.
Yeah. Well, hey, Rob Zombie killed everybody off at Devil's Rejects, so we still got another sequel. So
true.
By a miracle, they all survived. So even though they all had 50 bullets in them each, that's okay. Yeah. You know, I guess that paycheck came calling.
Well, part 2 had nothing to do with the series, right? My movie, you know what I mean? Death Park had nothing to do with it. I mean, you could just throw that one away and go straight to Death Park 3, really.
Oh, really? What now? 1 and 2.
So why is that? There's no Caitlin in it. There's no Rebecca in it. There's no steady character. It's just me killing people. There, you know what I mean? There was no characters in that. Just me.
Oh, yeah.
So
okay.
It actually be a throwaway. You know what I mean?
Interesting. Okay.
It was just like I said, just to show that we could do some decent effect. So we did the throat cut. We had the big syringe filled with it, and the cutout, and the knife, and you know.
Well, but now did the first one have dialogue? I don't think it did.
Just Mary in the bathroom going, "What the fuck was that?" or whatever she said. When she heard Caitlin screaming, walking around with her hand cut off.
Yeah, I think I wrote for part 3, I wrote there's dialogue. So
yes.
I think 1 and 2, yeah, they don't have any
there was no dialogue in part 2.
Yeah, so that was interesting.
Yeah.
But it worked. I mean, it's not like you're making, you know, a 80-minute movie with no dialogue. It's 6 minutes.
Killed 2 people, I think, in it.
Yeah. And I wrote that I liked the Death Park title. I like the font, and I like how you do the credits. So, and I like that they're all the same through each one. That consistency I like.
Yeah.
So, and it's a good looking font. It's bright. It's colorful. You know, it kind of matches the film. So, and then this is where I made my note of, is the music from another soundtrack? Are these new or used? And you know what you already told me.
Yeah,
so
all techno-active, except for the synth type music that's just like plays when someone's going to get killed every now and then. And I think we started using it in part 4, but that's made the guy who got his penis cut off the first time with the long hair. He did that music with a theremin.
Oh, sweet. I love theremin.
Yeah.
Oh,
he was playing with it, and he bought it, and he was putting his videos on Facebook all the time. And I go, fuck, dude, make me some music for my fucking horror movie.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a huge soundtrack collector. I have well over 1,000 soundtracks, and I love soundtracks more than I do like regular like music from bands.
No, I collect a lot of them too. That's bizarre.
Yeah, it's funny is because I as a kid I was listening to soundtracks. You know, of course, Star Wars when I was younger, you got the soundtrack, and then that's what actually introduced me to classical music. And then I started listening to classical music, realizing that a lot of these composers for films were stealing from the classic composers. And it's like, wait a minute, that's Beethoven or, you know, Mozart, but I heard that in Star Wars. That doesn't, what? And then you realize that John Williams stole from, you know, Mozart or somebody, or Holst, the planets is the big one, Mars.
Everyone steals from everybody.
Yeah,
especially
nothing is truly original. Yeah, you just try to do it a little differently, that's all.
Yeah.
So on each one of these, what was your kind of like post-production like? How did you figure out each one as they got longer?
We just knew we wanted to make them longer.
I'm sorry, I said post. I meant pre-production.
Oh, yeah, we just knew we knew each one we wanted to get longer with each one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so my whole idea was to get up to a feature film. We didn't intend to get up to a feature film by 7. Seven was just going to be another short, you know. And then it started looking so good, and we were putting it together. And Robert said, "Just make it a feature, dude." And I go, "Well, fuck that. We'll put a little bit of money into it." And yeah, fuck it, we did it.
Well, and it makes sense because according to my notes here, the part 5, what did I put? Part 6 is, where is part 6? Part 5, part 1. Oh, here it is. Part 6 is 34 minutes and 24 seconds. So that would make sense to do a feature.
Yeah. Yeah.
After that.
Yeah.
So it's, now, do you with each one, do you sit down and do like a list of, okay, I want the masked man to kill with a knife. I want him now to kill with a machete. I want him now to kill with a tree limb, you know, nothing like that.
No.
So there's really no prep when you go into it. There's no, like, you don't sit down with somebody and say, this is kind of how the story is going to
go. You know.
Wow. Okay.
No, we would get into it and just, we would just, we'd go and let's, who are we going to kill this week? Well, how are we going to kill him? That's what me and Mary will get together like on a Friday, and we'd shoot on a Sunday. We get together on a Friday night or a Saturday afternoon, and we all, okay, who are we going to kill, or what are we going to do? And we do that the prior week before, because then we could, you know, put out word, you know, try and find, we get a week to find somebody to kill. And between all of our actors, everybody knows somebody. So they, you know, everybody's asking somebody, and then they'll send me, oh, how does this person look? How does this person look? At first I was taking anybody, you know what I mean? And then at the end there, then Robert started getting to me, dude, they have to really start, all the chicks have got to be hot now, bro. You know, he's all, think about it, bro. What's a 20-year-old kid going to want to watch, dude? A bunch of 40-year-old chicks or a bunch of 28-year-old chicks?
Good point.
Yeah.
Because I noticed that, well, in a park, you would have a different variety of people, you know, and I noticed that you were doing that.
I'd like to think I cast very well. You know what I mean? The way I cast people, I think I cast people good.
I think so. Yeah, I believe that those people were walking around and exercising and just kind of hanging out in this park. So, and how would you come across, because you have a bunch, each one, there's more and more kills. So how did you kind of figure out, like,
we knew that each time we wanted to make more kills. We wanted to top it. Each time we had to top ourselves. I wanted to make it, each one, I wanted to make it look better. I wanted it to have more story to it, and just I wanted each one to improve. That's my whole, why be a filmmaker? Why would you want to go out and just film? Why would you want to go out and film a movie a month? Why would you want to go out there and film crap and put that stuff out there when you could take your time and make a good movie? I don't know. I'd rather do quality than quantity. I always have.
How do you feel about reviews? Do you think like good reviews, bad reviews? Do you think it's necessary or just throw them away?
What do you mean, reviews? Just of the movie?
Yeah.
Anybody who wants to review my movie, review it. I'd love that. I mean, I haven't gotten really many negative people saying anything. I've got a couple people talking shit about the Trump mask, of course. Maybe two, some crybabies. Some dipshit from B Movie TV went and used a different name on YouTube and wrote some little tirade, and he had to throw in a couple other things. I just deleted it. It doesn't bother me. You know what I mean? There's always going to be people that don't like your shit. I don't like everybody's stuff. You know what I mean? I'm not a dick about it. I don't go post, this guy's movies are garbage. You know what I mean? Because to them, it doesn't matter what I think. If I think, somebody's movie's garbage, like another director, one of my peers is garbage, it doesn't matter what I think, because you should only be in competition with yourself.
Right. And really, what does it matter if you're using a Trump mask or not?
No.
Because you can actually look at it, and we briefly talked about this before we started. You can look at it in two ways. You can either say that, the killer wearing the Trump mask is like pro-Trump. He's killing these people around him that are liberals, maybe, and that this is what he's doing. Or Trump is that he's a jerk and he's going around killing people because Trump is not a good person. He's a bad guy. So now he's the killer. And so you can interpret it any way that you want.
I was going to do
something none at all.
Like that. I was going to do something like that. And then I thought, you know what? I don't want to even mention it. I don't want to be political at all. I don't want to bring up anything in the movie like that. I was going to do like The Tripper. You've seen The Tripper, right?
The Tripper?
Yeah.
I don't think I have, no.
Okay, it's a movie David Arquette directed.
No, I have not. I like David Arquette, but no, I have not seen it.
See, that's where I got a lot of this idea from. Okay, in The Tripper, there is a guy running around with a Reagan mask. And he's axing a bunch of people up in the woods, where they all smoke pot, up in up north.
Like San Francisco or Oregon or
Humboldt, Humboldt County, you know what I mean?
Got it.
Like up there, and they're having a music festival, and he's running around killing people with a Reagan mask, and he kills the guy in it. The guy falls to the floor, and he goes, "No, but I'm a Republican," and he axes him anyway. You know what I mean? I was thinking about doing that, but I didn't want to. No, it is funny. You know what I mean?
Well, and then you also have Point Break, the dead presidents. They all go in with the masks on. So it's all interpretation. I mean, people have looked at Jason as a cancer, and Jason is going around killing people because he is a cancer. But those films started really big during the Reagan era. So they're saying that a lot of it, that basically Jason is basically the Reagan era. And so there's all these allegories and stuff that you could use for these. So I think you using, a Trump mask is interesting, because you can look at it in a couple different ways. If you're pro-Trump, he's killing everybody. If you don't like Trump, then he's the bad guy and you want to see him killed. You got two interpretations. It was just
controversy. That's all it was about.
Yeah. It was this little thing that ended up being
yeah, it was just controversy to get people to go, whoa, no way, because he was out there. Everybody knew about it. So I thought it was funny, myself. Some people didn't think so. I thought it was funny.
Well, and you, I mean, this is what he looks like in the film here. And you obviously, and this may sound weird with how I'm saying it, but it looks like you work out. You have like a good athletic body on you. Yeah. So you have the killer with his machete or knife, whichever he chooses to use, with the mask on. So you're not some like 500-pound guy out there making fun, of Trump. You're like a well-fit guy that's going around killing people with this mask on. And I thought that was interesting because once again, you're not making fun of him.
No.
Because if you were, he'd be 500 pounds.
Exactly.
So now that we got the mask out of the way, what was for like each of these films, what would the like just the production time just be like you would go out to the park, what you said that you'd only be out there for
2
a
to
few
3
hours, but
yeah,
that's
12 usually 12 o'clock. Honestly, we'd be done by, very rarely did we go 3 hours. I think we went 2.5 hours on Sherry's second day. But other than that, we didn't do it many times. I mean, I think at the end scene for part 5, we shot maybe 3 hours, but the rest were basically 2 hours.
Okay.
Yeah, they weren't big deals, it was a big deal huffing and puffing, trotting down the hills, getting down to where we had to shoot. But other than that, I mean, I try to, with just a 2 to 3 hour shoot, it's light, everybody has fun, you know what I mean? So everybody's in good spirits. It's a fun, I couldn't imagine having to sit there and shoot for all day. I mean, I could do it, you know what I mean? And it would probably still be fun to me somewhat, but it's just, I don't know. I'm good the way I'm doing it now. I mean, if I had a bigger budget, I could probably knock a movie out pretty quick, but I don't know. I want to do a quality. I'd rather take my time. If it takes me 4 months to put out a movie, oh well.
Right. Yeah, it's whatever works best for you.
Yeah, it's not like I've got a theater date to make.
Exactly. Well, that's what I've never understood with like right now I'm putting together an anthology and I wanted it out by, October, but I'm still waiting for one film and I really want this person to be involved. And people have asked, the movies were supposed to be done by September, hopefully release it through like Kanaki through October, but there's really no solid release date. I mean, it will just, hopefully this film will get done and then we'll release it, even if it comes out early next year. And nope, I don't own any of these movies because they were all brand new. The filmmakers do, that's the deal that I made. And that's how it should be with anthologies, especially at this level. Yeah. So it's like, yeah, I mean, just make the best possible film you can instead of me going, nope, you're not done with your movie, you're out. And then, no, he's a good guy. I want him I want his film in there. So it's, so release dates, I don't think really should mean much at like the indie level,
Not anymore, no.
Warner Brothers, yeah, but not indie level. So it's, so how many takes do you usually, if this is ad lib, how many takes do you do? Like 1 or 2?
The first, I don't know, maybe the first 3 movies, I would just Ed Wood it to the point to where we just like maybe do 1 or 2 shoots and then go. And I mean, and then I'd even have some people say, you're not going to take another one, just kind of like in that Ed Wood movie, you're not going to do another one. No, it's fine. And that's what I would kind of do. Then I started saying to myself, we're getting longer. I want to make it more quality. At the very least, we've got to do 3 takes of each scene. And we did that. Now in the last movie, geez, some we would just do 3 or 4, and some we ended up doing like 7 or 8.
Oh wow! Well, Mr. Kubrick here.
Well, no, I just wanted. We got the little monitor now, so we can play it back right there, and I just go watch it and go, "Is it good? Is it good? Is it good? Yeah, okay, perfect."
Okay.
And it turns out everyone by the 3rd or 4th take, it's always better anyway.
Yeah, because they're used to doing it. Yeah. I've normally done when I do my little acting cameos. I don't think people understand how long these things can take. I mean, I'll normally send the best take to the director, but there's 29 takes before that where I flubbed every, one word or something or a line. And at times, yeah, I mean, it takes a long time to get these things down right. But then there is that point where you just got to move on too, can't do too many. So, And then what about now post-production? What about, for something for these type of films?
We're getting more so of the story type together. Like for the new movie we're working on right now, like Father Like Daughter, we've got more of the story together of what we're actually doing, as opposed to just going out and let's kill people, just kill people and basically put it together. You know what I mean? And this has got more of a story to it, because I want to do a whole like tour group in peril thing, that kind of thing. And Sherry's going to be the group, the tour guide.
Oh, cool. Okay, good.
She's excited because she's never done a part like that, and I think she would, casting wise, I think she's perfect for that. And she's going to have some juice. She's gonna lay into me a few times. Oh yeah.
Well, I look forward to seeing that then. So now we're on to part 3, Death Park 3, 2019. Now this one is 11 minutes and 27 seconds. I made a note. One, of course, I'd already mentioned dialogue in this one. We also see the killer without the mask at the beginning.
Okay. I'm sitting here thinking which one part 3 is. Okay, that's right. That's the one where I'm walking. I'm wearing the combat jacket, and I take it off, and I'm putting on the outfit.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
I've noticed in these, you're very much into camouflage. A lot of people wear camouflage.
It was just an easy, thing to keep, for the movie, just the thing for me to keep for the movie. Yeah.
So it wasn't like a really like conscious decision, just say, hey,
yeah,
everybody.
It was a conscious decision. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Now this also introduced, we also have, I liked homeless Britney Spears. I thought was funny.
Okay, part 3 is where we see Rebecca for the first time with what's her name? Oh, I forget her name. Dang, I hate when I do that. Yeah, she was good. She came up with all those lines right off her bat. She leans over to Caitlin and she goes, please don't take anything personal I say, okay? Because this is just acting. And she just let that out. Homeless Britney and blah, blah, blah. Oh, we died. That was
her name
classic
throughout the film. It was homeless Britney Spears.
It was good. That was good.
It was never just homeless or just Britney or just Britney Spears. It was always homeless Britney Spears. We also got a worker's butt crack, which I laughed at. Because you always got to have
no, that's right. That's how it ended.
Yes. And then, Caitlin is back in this one because she's not in part 2.
Yes.
Why was she not in part 2? Can you tell us that?
Gosh. I don't know. Thinking about it, I'm trying to think why wasn't she in part 2? There was another time she wasn't in it, right? Was it part 4 or 5? She wasn't in it until like it was part 4. Part 4, she's not in, right? Or 5? It's part 5. She's not in part 5.
Part 5. No, Caitlin went crazy.
Yeah. I don't know why she wasn't in part 2. I have no clue.
Okay. So it was nice to have her back in this because that's always fun.
Oh, yeah, because we were just trying to continue the story. Like I said, part 2, we were just trying to prove that we could do some effects.
It was still good, though. I still liked it. I wouldn't want to watch it. I wouldn't want to skip it. I'd want to watch all of them. So, which more or less I did. I just started with number 1 and just let YouTube run through all of them while I was watching them. And watched them on my big 55-inch. And so
cool.
So we didn't watch it on a computer screen. So I watched it on the big screen. And then this introduced the bridge, the Death Park Bridge, which was good, and which now is featured in every film. So then we have that's part 3. Where did I put here's part 4. And anything about like part 3 that we wouldn't know? Anything that's kind of comes to mind, like anything weird that happened, or
Mm, uh, not really in part three. No, no, no. It was just I decided I wanted to make them continue like Phantasm.
okay.
That's why part four starts right bang. Like, I'm a big fan of Phantasm, so I wanted, let's just make them totally continue and try to fully connect, replay the last minute of part three and
Right.
have it just go from there. And people kind of like that.
Well, and in the Slaycation films, you do have the tall man doll, and you have one of
Yes.
the little Jawa guys in there. So yeah, so there's another kind of connection. So part four, Death Park 4, which is also 2019, is now 19 minutes and 16 seconds. And Caitlin she is here. Now, there's something with like, it's a dream, it's not a dream, it may be a dream, or she has her hand, it may not have her hand.
I don't like that. I wish I never did that. You always go back and look at the things that you wish you didn't do. And that's something, I mean, it's so amateur looking, the whole thing, but it is what it is.
I mean, it's there's also a supernatural kind of flavor to this, because the masked man pops in and out. Like, you'll be there 1 second, then disappear, then you'll be behind a tree, then he'll disappear. I was almost thinking like, oh, is he going like time travel? Are we going to do like a time travel type thing with this?
Is he Jason?
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, wow, he's there 1 second, then he's gone. And then it's just like, okay, is he like some sort of supernatural guy that can appear by a tree and then be a mile away in the park and then attack somebody there? And then,
Well, so the whole idea was hoping that people would notice she had her hand back in some of the scenes. And then she did, you know what I mean?
Well, I think after the dream, the dream is not a dream. I think she's got her hand.
In the dream, she had her hand back for part of it, and then she lost it in the dream. And
and then the rest of the film, it was fine. So
yeah, and then the rest of the film, we were back to she woke up from the dream. Yeah, I didn't like that.
Yeah. And then I have on here,
but that's the first penis severing, I think.
That was my next thing. I did right. Perv's dick gets cut off.
Yeah.
And hand. His dick and hand gets cut off.
That's right. And it dropped down. Dude, I only took us 3 takes to make sure it would drop it right in the hand like it did. You know what I mean? Yeah, it only bounced out twice. The third one, it landed perfect. So we got lucky.
And what was it I want to cut the penis off, so I need to find one? Or did you find the penis and then go, I can now cut a penis off?
Yeah, I was sitting there and I think I don't know if I punched in body parts or what on eBay or something, and it came up, or I might have even put in I don't know, I don't remember. But it came up, I used that. I think I just was looking for body parts, and it came up for $20 plus shipping. And I'm like, whoa, used penis for $20. And it looked totally real. Yeah. And so I used it in every movie since then.
At $20 well spent.
Definitely. I got it my money worth out of it.
And it's also the first one where music is by Techno Axe.
Yes.
So that's the person that you were mentioning that was on YouTube that has all the royalty free
music
songs.
The theme was always his music. It's just I started putting it in the credits. Yeah.
And anything about part 4 that stands out?
Part 4. No.
Okay.
Nothing really. Did we kill Damien in that? I think I cut her throat. There's a pretty girl with her shorts, and Caitlin warns her. And then Is that was in that one, right?
I think so. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And then we used, see, that's an integral part of the story for part 6, because that is what's her name, sister, the girl in the leather outfit on the cover. She's
Yes.
avenging her sister, and that was me. I killed her sister, which is basically her. I just used her twice.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So,
I used her 2 movies later. I said, "Would you like to come back as a actual main character instead of just a one-day kill?"
Well, she says that the sister lied, right? That's her story.
Yeah. See, that was Diana. That was the whole twist, was that Diana was saying, "Oh, it was my sister," but Diana was just a nut. And so that's when we decided to bring Damien back and say that was my twin sister that got killed. And
always got to have a twin. That's one way of bringing characters back. You got to have a twin.
Yeah.
So I'm doing that in Maximus 3. Mikey, who died in the first one, he wanted to come back, and so I said, "Yeah, you'll just be a twin. Just grow a beard or something. Wear glasses. That you're a twin."
I think it was. I'm not sure if it's part 3, part 4, and part 5. I think we have a person who got killed in each one. I killed him under the bridge. I drilled him once. I don't know which one. I forget which one that was. And then I threw a knife at him, and he dropped. He had the skateboard.
Right. I remember the skateboard. Yeah.
So he was in it 2 times. And then I think we killed him again in another one. Yeah, we killed him a couple times. He could just look different each time, so it was good.
Oh, that's
just like
cool.
Well, just like in part 6. I mean, in part 7, there's a girl that's in it twice. We killed her 2 times. Did you notice that?
I didn't. So no.
We did a good job. Good.
Yes, you did.
Okay, go on.
And then so now we're on the part 5. So Death Part 5, that is also 2019, and it is 29 minutes and 55 seconds. We're getting there. We're getting to that feature. So I know so this one begins with a flashback to the first victim.
Oh, that's right. This one is
where I lose his eye.
Joe. Yeah, he's one of my best friends. He was I've even got another film I made. It's not complete that I made back in the 90s, and Joe was in it. So I knew he was a good guy to bring back. So I got a hold of Joe and, "Hey, you want to start making movies again?" And he's like, "Hell yeah." And so he's been in every movie since.
Yeah, what I liked about this flashback is that it's new footage. It's that just didn't recycle. Is that we actually get a little bit of this history. One, instead of him just saying it, because they always say, show, don't tell, and you show it. You could have easily just put the camera on him and gone, all right, just say what you need to say, and then he just says it, and a lot of exposition. But instead, you went and shot it. And so I appreciate that. And I respected that, too. It's like, oh, good new footage. So, so that was nice. And
that was a good kill, too. It worked out.
It was.
Crushed her head with that rock.
Yeah. And a lot of the stuff that I thought looked really good was the knife throwing. Is that, because that's not easy. Either it can look really fake or really good. And you did a good job with that.
It's just the way you cut it and the sound effect.
Right.
It's simple.
But it's effective, and I've seen people just mess it up where, they go past screen, and it's like, no, it's still in their hand. It's just going past screen.
Yeah,
because they edit it.
I threw the knife every time. Even in part 7, when I'm throwing the knife at the tree, dude, that it was like I was throwing the knife at the tree, and we filmed that. Then we went and filmed Joe. We'd stick the knife in the tree, and Joe would go ting, and then we'd film you know what I mean? To make it look like it hit it. And people were asking, "Did you really do that?" And I'm like, "No, it's all."
I went back. I rewound. I'm just like, I see that knife, vibrating a little bit there. I'm going to go back and check that and to see. So I watched it from the, the spice, and I'm checking it out, seeing like, I don't know. Did he actually hit that into the tree? Or did somebody just come up and, action, and then they would doink with it, and
That's
then
it. That's
yeah,
it.
it worked. It worked.
One time, one of them hit the tree and stuck. That was it.
Well, I was looking at the bushes and stuff all around, and I'm like, oh, I'd hate to be the guy that had to go down and find those knives.
Nah, they didn't go anywhere. Yeah.
So now there's no Caitlin in this one. According to one of the other characters, she went crazy. So why no Caitlin in part 5?
Personal things with her. What was it? I got into it with her mother about something, and it was just a whole ordeal, and it was all taken care of later. It was a personal issue between her mom. Got upset about something. I don't know what. I might have got upset about. I don't remember what it was about, but that was kind of the end, and then I asked Caitlin later on, would you like to still be in the movies? And she was all, yeah. And since then, me and her mom we're good. You know what I mean? Yeah, it was just a little thing like that.
That's what I figured, because it was so, like, where's Caitlin? And which is her character's name. And they're like, oh, she went crazy. Because in part 4 is the masked man, the killer, has her up on that tree. And then that's when the star was thrown, and then she falls, and then the killer runs off. And I'm like, oh, what happened to her? Like, did she die, or what was going on?
Yeah. So we just figured that was the easiest thing to do, because we had no way we didn't want to kill her off, because I had a feeling she could come back.
Well, that's a good thing to do. Yeah. That there wasn't any sort of bad feelings. And then it's just like, oh yeah, she was killed in a car crash.
No, it was just some disagreement about shit.
No. The funniest thing that I've seen with that is Final Destination, from the first one to the second one, and then the lead actor didn't come back for the second one, so they show a newspaper article, and it says killed by brick, and it's like, what the? It's like they thought of the dumbest and lamest and most insulting way to kill him. Yeah, because it's like, well, he's not coming back, so let's just kill him in a stupid way, just to kind of insult him. Like, he didn't get some grand death. Instead, it's just killed by brick. So it's like, oh, okay, I guess there's a little bitterness there from part 1 to part 2.
Probably.
Yeah, but it was, so it's good to have her come back in part 6.
Yeah.
Now, one thing I was impressed with, and I'm always impressed with this these days, because they did this in the Brandon Cronenberg film Possessor, which I'm a massive fan of. I was very impressed with this. You kill a kid.
Oh, yeah, that's because the kid is a fan of horror movies. He wanted to do it. He kept bugging to do it. And they kept asking me, I think his name was Todd or something. He wants to get killed in the movie. He wants to die. I'm like, well, how old is he? And they tell me he's like, how old he was, I forget. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, I don't want to kill a little kid. And they're, oh no, he wants to die all bloody. I'm a man. I'm not gonna kill a kid. And I go, yeah. He was bummed. I go, you know what? We'll have you just come walking out with your guts out. I don't want to be seen grabbing a kid and
sure.
So we did that. So he got his thrill. He got to walk out with his guts hanging out, and it looked good. He did good.
I liked how it looked, because he's kind of in the background. He's playing with the soccer ball, and then he goes off screen. You got the characters talking, and then the soccer ball comes back with blood all over it, and they're like, "What?" And then they look, and then there's this kid with all of his guts hanging out. So it was done it was done well. It was done tastefully.
It's a kid,
but that's a chance. I mean, these days, if you show a kid getting killed, that's bad. I mean, it's that's almost like taboo.
I never heard a thing about it.
No, and that's good, because it's done well. It's not, it's like child services shouldn't be called over that.
No,
So
no.
it's
He loved it. He was enjoying. I mean, we had him in the background of the scene at first, and then we showed him, so it worked out really good. That he enjoyed it, and it came out really well. So, yeah.
I think it's almost good at a young age to do these type of things, because then it's fake. So when when you get older, you realize if you're watching, if he's, let's say he's 10 now, and then he'd be 12, he knows, oh, I'm watching Friday the 13th, it's all fake. I was on set, I did this, I know those guts are fake, they're just balloons, and there's people standing behind the camera. So it's I think it's almost good to have younger people involved in these type of things, because then they understand it's all phony.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, I mean that's I don't understand why people have such an issue with it. So it's but what about the children?
Yeah.
Of course, this is the film. Also, part 5 is the selfie with the victim, which I was not expecting. I thought that was very funny. So that,
the selfie was my idea. I told her, let's add her, let's have him take a selfie with me, take a selfie with her, and she's all, that's great, you know what I mean? So yeah.
One thing that I like about these, because that was like, it was one shot. So what I like a lot about all of these is you don't do a lot of editing. Like there isn't the wide shot, the medium shot, the close up, and then going back, is that a lot of it is, you have the 4 or 5 characters standing together, like on one of the trails, and you're getting all their dialogue. Now it may cut to 1 or 2 of them, to do a closer shot, but it's not this crazy editing. And that's what I like about like the selfie shot is you could have gone to like that wider shot and then gone in closer as he's holding the camera at himself. And it isn't, it's just one shot. And that I think makes it funnier than cutting to like a close-up or something. So I like that in these films, is that it's not crazy editing.
No, I don't. I don't. I enjoy editing, so I'm trying to think of that scene. Yeah. No, there's not much editing in it, really.
No. And then right after that, another scene that made me laugh was killer takes money from dead woman. So
okay. Oh yeah, Death Park 5 is like cursed. We've already had two of the cast are dead.
Oh no, like in real life?
Yeah. She died. Trish killed herself.
Oh no.
Yeah. I think she hung herself. Yeah, she was cool chick. Is weird. Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
Man. And then you don't mind who was the other?
The girl with the cut off shorts. She said, what are you looking at, creep, or something like that?
Oh, the one to the producer.
Yeah. She said, what are you doing, creep? And I chased after her, and then I caught her and I stabbed her, and she dropped. Yeah, she was a drug addict. I knew her father, and she was a good kid, but she was a heroin addict, and I think she got blood poisoning. She died like 2 weeks ago.
Oh man, sorry. That's awful.
Yeah.
Man. I mean, at least the one thing, at least they're on, they're in a movie. So
her loved ones can watch her.
Yeah.
So that's
better than just like a still picture. This is a film. She's moving, she's talking, and all that. So I don't know if that's.
No, she would have been in part 7, but I forget what happened. Her boyfriend was being a dick and didn't want her in it. And I'm like, what should it matter if he wants you in it? You know what I mean? But whatever. Oh
man, yeah, that's awful.
Yeah, but what else was I going to tell you? There's something about part 5. Dang it, there's a good story. Oh, yeah, when we pulled that wasn't even in the when I pulled the money out of her hand. No one expected that, you know what I mean? Because she had it there in her hand, and I just did that on my own. In the first take, I leaned down, I whip it out of her hand. I wish we still had the outtakes for that, because I just took it out, and everyone started laughing, and we had to film the whole scene over.
It is funny, and it makes sense. Why wouldn't you take it? You have bills to pay. She's not going to use it. Somebody else would just come by and take it.
No, that
might as well be you. And this one I noticed is the first time that we leave the park. Location by water.
Oh yeah, down at the port of Los Angeles, right down like 2 minutes from my house.
Oh, okay. And so why did you decide to leave the park? Why go to a different location?
I don't know. We just wanted to have them like so they could meet somewhere else where the killer wouldn't be watching them from the park, and I end up being there in the car anyway. That's right. That's right. We wrote on that. I threw the paper out, like you said. That's right. And what did I write? Well, I'm making the park great again.
Yeah. Instead of make America great again, it's make parks great again, which I laughed at. And I think it's written in, I think it's supposed to be blood, so it's written in red, which of course Trump's big thing is the red hat and all that. So that I kind of put the two together in a way. But I thought that was funny. I thought that it added to production value because now you're at a whole different location.
Yeah.
So it shows that the films are expanding, that it's not just the park. It's now going outside of that. And and I like that he's watching them and everything. Because they have a note. I'm making the park great again. That's what the sign says. And then selfie killing directed. Yeah. So directed by Mary Death is what I have there. And then I don't think I have anything else on this page. Nope. So we can put that over there. And then we come to part 6, which is this one right here. And you had said that you're putting together a DVD that has now parts 1 through 5. Originally, it just had 1 through 4. And this has the inside of that. Ooh, there we go. Cool. And this talks about B Movie TV. This is where I learned about it, and I downloaded the app. Put that right onto the Roku that I have. So
yeah, my show's on Saturday nights at 8.
Oh, and you said that there's actually like a schedule or something that's on your Facebook page.
Yeah, actually, yeah, and if you tune back into the channel and you don't happen to get a movie, a video will play that tells you when everything plays.
Oh, nice. Okay, so I just have to fiddle with it then. Yeah. Okay, yeah, because I do want to check it out. So I wanted to watch more, but yeah, like I told you, I just couldn't figure out what movie was playing. It's like, God, I think I recognize this, but I'm not sure. And then for part 6, 2020. So now we're out of 2019. It is now 34 minutes and 24 seconds, and this is a director's cut. What was different between part 6, not director's cut, and
the director's cut is actually shorter.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I took out the kill. Girl, it's in the deleted scenes. The girl gets her hand cut off.
Oh yeah, and put on the bridge. I watched.
Yeah, it looks terrible.
It's right terrible. Down. If I could see, it's right there.
Yeah, it looks so bad. I couldn't handle it watching it anymore. I'm like, oh, that was so bad. The girl was bad. The acting was bad. The hand getting cut off was bad. It was just, yeah. I felt it was better without it. So I deleted it afterwards and made a director's cut.
So is that the only thing that's missing?
Yeah, it's the only thing missing.
Okay, good. So at least it's on the DVD. I mean, that's nice. And yeah, so at least it's there. I liked the opening credits.
I had fun doing that, and I love those too.
Yeah, it was murder weapons and body parts. Yeah, that was nice. Same font, same colors, all that stuff for the credits, but the background was different this time. So once again, evolving, getting better, with each one. So
that's all I want to do.
And I did notice that Mary Death's last name changed. She got married, I'm assuming.
Her name's not Death. I mean, that's short for Meredith is her Meredith. And so she shorted, Mary Death, and that's what she uses on her show. And Yeah, she's just using her real name now. I told her, I go, you know, we're getting to the point to where the short films, we're going to start getting some recognition. So we better start using your real name.
Oh, okay. Okay. So my assumption was wrong that, oh, she got married and just, changed her name. So, well, that makes sense. Yeah. If you want people to, definitely know who you are.
Yeah.
So, one thing that I thought was funny was, woman takes dead woman's dog, like steals the dog after she dies.
See, there's an interesting story. Okay. A friend of mine, she was going to show up, and another case of an actress not showing up. And Rebecca's mother was there with her dog. And she goes, well, I'll die. That's how that lady and the dog came to be in the movie.
Oh, that's funny. And what about the taking the dog? Was that like improv, or was that thought of?
That was improv. Yeah, we go, well, have her take the dog and show this is the beginning of Diane, you guys noticing that she's crazy.
Yeah, because there's like it's. I mean, I don't blame her for taking the dog. It's a cute dog, and if you want a dog, I mean, where would that dog go? They just put it in the pound.
But it's where you start to figure she's unstable a little bit.
Well, we noticed that later when she's walking around and they say, well, what about the dog? And she's like, huh? What? The dog you took? Oh, yeah. That dog. I got to go feed it. And then she leaves because who knows what happened to the dog? Hopefully it's okay.
Dude, Diane's a good actress. I mean, yeah, everyone's pretty good in that. Lisa's a little, but mostly everyone's really good in that.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty funny. Yeah. And then line of dialogue, 2 chicks and a dick.
That was Rebecca. That was all right.
It's when I was a very young kid, the very first like porn I watched was a super 8mm film called 2 Guys, 1 Girl in a Peugeot Wagon. And so and so I laughed when she said 2 chicks and a dick, and it reminded me, it brought that back. And I'm just like, oh my God, that reminds me of 2 Guys, 1 Girl in a Peugeot Wagon. Now, continuity question. I noticed that the clothes kept changing. Is this not supposed to take place over one day? Is it many days?
Part 6 is that we're talking about part 6, right?
Yes.
Part 6 is just over days. Yeah. It wasn't meant to be one day until the last day. Yeah. Everyone changes until the last day, until Lisa's talking to her mom, and Diane walks out and follows her. That's the last day. Yeah. And I was going to put that too. I was going to separate the days and put the last day and put shit like that. And then I thought, nah, that's too amateur looking. So I didn't even bother.
I mean, I figured that there were different days, but then I'm just like, well, I don't know. Maybe just somebody showed up in the wrong clothes on the second day of filming, and it was like, well, what are we going to do?
But it was part 7. The end is meant to be 2 days.
Okay. And then you have an impersonator. There's a fake masked man wearing just like a plastic Trump mask.
Yeah.
And the killer does not like that.
That is one of Rebecca's MMA instructors.
Oh, okay.
So that's why we did the fight.
Oh, so use him. He's there, right?
Yeah. The homage to Tom Savini from Dawn of the Dead.
Yes, where he puts the machete in the head.
Scene clip for clip. I cut away to him me going down. That is exactly like Tom Savini did it in Dawn of the Dead. Watch that scene where he does it in Dawn of the Dead. It's exactly the same way.
Did you reverse it? Because Savini shot it backwards.
I did it backwards.
Oh, sweet. Okay, so it is. Okay.
So the rock hitting the girl in the head, that was backwards too. I do a lot of backwards.
It works better that way.
No, it does. In the end, there's at least 3 or 4 backward shots.
Yeah, and it's safer too. Especially
it is. And it looks
like
better if you do it right and take enough takes. One of them's going to be perfect.
Right, exactly. And of course, part 6 has Caitlin back, and she's got the Wolverine type claws. So
yeah, that was a surprise. We wanted to pop. That's why you only heard her voice in the middle. You didn't see her, you just heard her voice. So we wanted it to be a shock when she came out at the end and actually showed it's Caitlin, she's back. You know what I mean? Because my whole intention was to make her basically the main characters, Damien and Rebecca, the main characters of part 7.
So if do you know how she got out of the asylum then? Like if you had to do a backstory from film to film?
Yeah, we could just say she got out. I mean, they let her loose. She got better, I guess, because she's got her head together now. I mean, what's so funny is Caitlin, in between part 4 and 6, she started taking jujitsu classes with Rebecca. And Caitlin has autism. And you can't tell, okay? She's very high functioning and she'll tell you flat out. She's not embarrassed to say it. And I've told her before, don't tell people that, you know what I mean? Because you don't look it, you don't act it, so don't tell people, all right? And taking the jujitsu classes, like, gave her, like, confidence, you know what I mean?
Oh,
I mean, look at her acting in part 4, and then, part 5, and then look at it in the end. There's no comparison.
It is much better.
Yeah, she's like amazing. She's got so much confidence, and I knew that she could do anything. I mean, excuse me. In the first movies before part 6, we would have to go and act things out, and she would just copy it. In part 7, I could say, Caitlin, I need you to do this. Boom, 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 boom. Boom. She's got it. I mean, she's nice. She's turned into the amazing actress. I mean, really, really good. That's why she's my daughter, and like father, like daughter. She is fantastic.
Oh, good, good.
We've got good chemistry together. So we, it works. You know what I mean? It'll be really good. The next movie's gonna be killer.
Excellent. Yeah, I look forward to it.
You've probably seen the little scene we put up.
I have not.
Oh, we put up a clip. It's just an outtake. It's not a clip we're going to use for the movie, but it's a clip. We're using it, but not the clip I put up.
Got it. I'll check it out. Because I'm curious. What about those Wolverine claws? I mean, how were they?
That is Mary bought
plastic?
That. No, those are real. Yeah, Mary bought that at the Renaissance Fair.
Is this supposed to be like a Wolverine claw?
Yeah, it's some kind of claw like that. It's some kind of crazy claw that some guy handmade.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and so we decided to use that. And so just to give her, just to make people remember, to make people go, whoa, that's cool. You know what I mean?
Well, it's giving her kind of her Bruce Campbell, type of moment, instead of the chainsaw, she has the claw, and that stands out. So,
yeah.
Well,
and then that's why I said we were going to do it. And I go, wait, she's got to use it once in the movie, no matter what. She's got to use it once. So.
And how did you think about her running around with it? Because if it's real, I was going like, ooh, if she trips.
It had little plastic ends on the tips. That was it.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. There's we did a lot of stupid stunts that, but.
But it all worked out. So,
yeah.
And anything else on part 6 that stands out?
Part six. No.
All right. So we are going to move on to part 7, or Death Park: The End. That was this year, 2021, and it is 1 hour, 12 minutes, and 2 seconds. And I already showed everybody this, and this is what it looks like, but pick up the Blu-ray.
Best thing I ever did.
And I enjoyed it. There's I got to remember to keep it down on my shirt. There we go. That's the inside. So, and this has got some good stuff that I already mentioned on it. I like that song that's in it. Grace of State breakdown music video.
Yeah.
I watched everything on this and on the other disc, and normally when people put like music videos and stuff on, I play them and I'm like, but this, I like these guys. They were good.
Yeah.
Friends of yours or?
Yeah. They're local.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah, I like that. So, and yeah, and this is the one that of course has Sherry Davis in it.
Yes.
And so it's what I have on here. Let's see. There is, yeah, so I got Sherry Davis as Gail Storm. And like I had said, I know her and I've worked with her in House.
Everybody's name is a cliche off of something else.
Yes, and I imagine that Gail Storm is Gail Weathers.
You got it.
So yeah, I noticed that people had those names. And so how did you come up with her character, with that reporter?
Just trying to think of something to use Sherry as. I don't, she's such a good actress. I want to give her some acting, you know what I mean? And so that's the whole reason I did the Gail Storm thing, because like I said, she was great in it. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? She was magnificent. I mean, I can't praise what she did enough. Her scared acting when she's running and everything. I mean, the girl is fantastic. She's a great actress. You know what I mean? Yeah, I really like. She should be in more stuff. She really should. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. And I think I asked her, and I think she just said that she was taking a break, but is now getting back into things. So yeah, hopefully more.
She's going to be in Like Father, like Daughter. She's already she's going to be the tour guide in the movie. She's excited about it. She's never done a tour guide, she said. So yeah, she's in.
Which, yeah, nice. And of course, now, does the station that she worked for have any relevance? That is K-XTC 12 Santa Clara. Or, no, Santa Carla.
Yeah, the Lost Boys.
The which one?
The Lost Boys, Santa Carla.
Oh, okay. All right.
That's where the Lost Boys took place. So we figured, let's put it in Santa Carla.
Got it.
So people that know the Lost Boys will go, we try to put in all kinds of little shit like that. So just little shit like that. So fans will go, oh, wow, Santa Carla. Ecstasy, K-Ecstasy. You know what I mean? Like sex.
I was wondering if XTC might be the band. XTC, the Andy Partridge band. So I'm just like, was that is that the kind of like a reference to the band? So
I was thinking of Pervy the Clown, so I did K-Ecstasy, so we did that.
And Caitlin's last name is Crowley.
Yes.
So we all know what that's from.
Crowley. And then we've got who? Mark Sawyer. That's Larry's character.
That'd be Texas.
Then we've got Loomis, Willie Loomis,
of course, Halloween.
Yes. Then we've got
or Angel, Scream, I guess. I mean, it's
Angel Savini.
Yeah, Tom Savini. Yep, we got that.
And I forget who else. I don't think there was anything else. I think that's it.
Was there a Craven?
Oh, that's right. Oh, you're right. I forget what though. Yeah, you're right. There is a Craven. Oh, Egbert Craven. That's Hunter Murdoch's real name.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Hunter Murdoch. I came up with that name. I love that name. I thought that was perfect.
Is that a reference to anything?
No.
Just totally made
up. That was a cool name, Hunter Murdoch.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you got to have that kind of action, tough guy name for
No, and Doug was fantastic in it. I mean, you've seen some of the deleted scenes. At first, the first scene we shot with Doug was the Chelsea when she got the machete to her head. And you see how over the top he was in the deleted scene. And because he's never done anything serious before. He's done a lot of trauma movies. Oh. So he's never done any serious acting like that. So this was kind of new. And after a couple takes, he got what I was going for. You know what I mean? Play it serious, but be the comedy of he's the dark comedy of the movie. And it came out gold, I think.
Yeah, no, he's very good in it. He cracked me up.
Yeah.
And now I have in big letters, I don't know if you can see it, boobs ×3. The biggest letters on the page, boobs ×3. So now we finally
Robert. That's all Robert. Robert's like, you've got to have tits. It's okay.
And we do. We get 3 topless scenes.
Yes.
And so did you just, on the other films, was it just like, I'm not interested, or I couldn't find anybody?
Yeah, I wasn't interested in really doing it all that much. I mean, I've always said I only want to do nudity if it's, I don't want it to be gratuitous. I don't want there not to be a reason for it. Like, I'm not going to say whose movie. I watched a movie and the girl had her top down like this. And then some killer started chasing her. Instead of lifting it up or whatever, she ran through the whole thing with her top like that. And it's just like so unrealistic that it's annoying to me. So I wanted to do it realistic, like to where, you know what I mean? I didn't want it to be gratuitous, just like, I just want to have boobs to have boobs. So
Well,
I wanted
it didn't happen to be Axe Grinder 2, was it? I'm taking that as yes.
You mean the movie that has a plot similar to Death Park?
Hey, I wrote that movie. Which I'd never seen Death Park, so I didn't steal anything.
Okay.
I wrote the story, and I basically just stole Meat Hook Massacre from Dustin Ferguson.
Okay.
And just took that story and made it into Axe Grinder 2. And there actually was a purpose for her nudity, but it was never filmed. Is one, she's too made up in the movie. She was supposed to look like she's hiking, and it was supposed to be a button shirt. And the one girl goes off to pee, and the other one.
That would have worked though. A button shirt, that would have worked.
Right. And so she was supposed to go into the big tube that's there. I don't know, water tube or whatever it is. And that's where Freddie Palmer is. And he reaches out to grab her, but he grabs her from the top. And as she's moving back, it goes, and when it falls open, you see her boobs.
Sure.
And that's when she runs out. And it was never shot. It's in my treatment for the film. Was my reason for nudity, because Mr. David Sterling said that the opening scene had to have boobs. So we had to put that in there. So, but it just didn't, it was not made.
That's why we started part 6. I took a cue from David Sterling's book.
Well, why not? I mean, it's, and I understand what you're saying. So plus it's out in the woods. So it's kind of difficult to get these girls to take their shirts off unless they're, having sex or something out in the woods.
That's it. That's why I had her being the model. You know what I mean? And so that made sense to me for her to take her top off because she was shooting being the model. And the other one with the girl flirting with her boyfriend. And then what was the other one?
The other one, she got something on her, like something fell.
Oh, and she took her top off. That's a little gratuitous, but she wasn't flaunting it out fully. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that was a good scene actually. That ended up pretty decent.
Yeah. So I mean, it's fine. We expect these things in these types of movies, and it took, 6 movies for us to get to it.
Yes.
So nothing wrong with that. Now I thought that the masked man, because this is a different looking mask, I actually thought it was Reagan, because one of the girls, and it goes, she names a couple presidents and then goes, oh no, he looks like Reagan. So I thought it was Reagan, but it's still a Trump mask.
It's the same exact mask. I grabbed a Sharpie, I darkened the hair, the eyebrows, and I cut the holes in the eyes bigger so you could see, so they'd be more dark when you look, you know what I mean? And instead of the little squinty eyes that were in it. And then Mary took a charcoal pen and did a little bit around the lips and down here, and that was it. It's the same mask.
So why change the mask for part 7? Especially if it's at the time that it was going to be the last one. Why not just stick with the original?
Because number one, my pants, I ripped those pants So I didn't have those pants anymore. They had it on the last filming day. I ripped them down the middle, and so I couldn't use them again. So I go, I'm just going to change the whole outfit. And then, the whole Halloween and William Shatner thing, I just go, you know what? Let's just use the same mask, but make him more dark. I'll wear the black pants and the black the black and gray, the Russian tank top, and just did that.
Okay. All right. Yeah. And it's the last film. Yeah. Just do something a little different. Yeah. And then this one with Gale Storm, we now go away from the park again. And now we're a street location.
It's the park. It's just up at the street where we all park.
It looks different. It looks very different. So it once again, adding to production, it's a whole new location. And so I like that. Yeah. I thought that was nice. And then you were telling me before we started this, the crazy guy that pops up, you're Richard. All gonna die. What was the story that you told me?
The park, the guy that works in the park, he's a cool dude. He never has a problem with us filming and stuff like that, because it's on a Sunday and he just rides around and checks things out and stuff. And Richard is such a good actor. When he was yelling that, because we had to do it we did 3 or 4 takes, he's screaming at the top of his lungs, and people heard him go, "Oh, are you okay down there?" And we're like, "It's just a movie. It's just a movie." And they still went and told the park, you know what I mean? And he had to come down and ask us. So there was, just like when Lillian at the beginning, when I kill her, Lillian Mortis, she really started screaming and I covered her mouth. She told me to cover her mouth, but I normally don't do it. I'm really gentle, but she started screaming at the top of her lungs, and I'm all, shit, you know what I mean?
Sometimes it's real. Sometimes, it's just, and then, as I mentioned, people just got to get in your business. I mean, it is LA. If you're yelling, we're making a film, then, there's probably about 20 other movies being shot around you. So, it shouldn't be a surprise. So
we were down there once and there were 2 other movies being shot.
And then was he meant to be kind of like the crazy guy from Friday the 13th? And,
he was meant to be like Ralph from Friday the 13th.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I have. Crazy Ralph guy. Yeah. And because you don't have that type of character in the other films.
No. I was just thinking a way to use Richard. He's local and he's done so many decent movies, and he enjoyed himself. He's like, "Hey, anytime I could be in one of your films, let me know." So he'll be in the next one.
Oh, good. There is now towards the end, there is a clown pimp.
Oh yeah, that's my friend Richard. Once you start watching B Movie TV on midnight, there's the Pervy the Clown show, and he gets porn stars on there, and I mean, it's as close to porn as you're gonna get, but it's there's no penetration, there's no penis shots really, but there's everything else almost, and it's funny. I mean, it's probably it's the second highest rated show on the channel.
So what made you what relation does it have to Camp Death? How did you figure?
Well, I figured I wanted to use him in the movie somehow, and he lives in Arizona, so he films his show. So I told him, I go, I want to use you in the movie, so we can't have you kill anyone. I want it. It wouldn't match up, you know what I mean? So I go, let's just use you as a clown pimp. And no one's ever done that in a movie. And we'll have the girls dressed up as they're clowns out, fucking hookers.
That was funny. Yeah, that was funny. So, them getting clown pimp slapped was pretty funny.
And I told him he's never done any of that film, and he just films his show. And I told him, well, how am I going to film her without hitting her? And I go, dude, just get the camera right behind her, and I'll fill in the sound effects and all that stuff. Just film it and send it to me, and I'll do the rest.
it's definitely a kind of a it's an odd segue. It's kind of a weird, because it really does go from the, because what is it? They Robert, how do you say that? Merks?
Robert Mukes.
He puts the girls in the car.
Oh yeah, in the trunk, and then that's the end, and then the credits roll.
And then we cut to the clown.
Yeah, 30 seconds into the credits. And he was at the beginning. That was all I did. Diaz had him at the beginning for what? 5 seconds. He goes, what? A pimp clown? And I knew people laughed at that, and I knew that people were going to want to see more of that, want to know what that was about. And so that's why I always had the thought that I was going to include that in the credits. And we did. And it was, I mean, in the theater, it got the biggest charge.
It is funny. Yeah, it is funny.
It played in the theater. That and Doug getting his penis cut off got the biggest cheers. And when Rebecca died, the reaction from the crowd was just what I wanted. I mean, people were like, "Oh," and then you heard one person scream, "I liked her." You know what I mean? It was so great. It was a great feeling to me to see my movie getting a response like that. I mean,
that's awesome.
It was practically sold out. We had over 130 people in that theater.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, well, that's actually, once again, that's a good segue. So, what about like distribution for the film? What's happening with all 7 of them now?
Well, they've been on Kanaki, but I'm using Livid Media, the company that we license films for. So I'm going to start, the website it's live now with just Even Hitler Had a Girlfriend. It's just one page, but the full-on website, it's kind of like a mixture of Severin Films and Culture Shock Releasing. It's kind of a mixture of those two sites. It'll be running sometime this week. And
okay.
It'll have all that on there. Yeah, I'll be distributing it right through Livid Media. So, anybody who comes to license or watch our, to buy any of our other movies is going to see my movies, and hopefully it'll sell. Okay.
Yeah, because I definitely want to pick up the parts, the new disc, that parts 1 through 5.
Yeah. I'll give Danielle all the hard drive with everything on it. We'll have her make author a new DVD that's just parts 1 through 5.
Yeah, that'd be nice, because I was going to pick up part 4, so I'm glad that you mentioned something. And then I was going to ask, like, well, why wasn't part 5
on anything? 5's not on any media.
So why? So since it's 1 through 4, then 5 isn't on anything. Then you have 6 and 7. Why wasn't like 5 put on with 6?
It's a good question. That's a good question.
Just wasn't.
Slipped my mind probably.
But that is now all rectified. We now have coming out parts 1 through.
We'll get that done. They'll have them all.
Well, and it's funny because I took that 1 through 4 cover, and then I found through Google a number 5 that looks similar to what yours was, and I matched it. So I did a little add picture to picture, and I could use that as a poster. So it's that. So now it says 1 through 5. Is
the cover number 5 got the girl with her throat getting cut?
Oh, I'm not.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm trying to think of what it is. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. So when you see the ad go up, it will say now 1 through 6, and then I put, this one, the next to it. So, because I had to have that cover on there. So, and what has happened to like your career? I mean, you made all these movies, you now got this feature out. What's happening with your career?
Just moving on to the next movie, really. Nothing much, really. I mean, we got a little attention. That's about it. It's self-distributing's hard. Once the website gets live, we'll see what that does. It'll be on Amazon Prime in a month or 2. I just got the captions done. That's pretty much where it's at, just trying to get seen. I mean, I'm getting noticed more by the locals and my peers, but that's about it, really. You know what I mean? That's, yeah. I mean, I think it's a fun movie. It moves at a decent pace. You know what I mean? It never really gets boring. That's all I wanted. I wanted it to just move fast and people to just have fun with it, you know? And
It's a good length. I've mentioned this in other videos. I think for micro budget or indie films, stuff like that, 75 minutes. That's good. Just boom, boom, boom. Just keep it going. If you're going to give me 40 minutes, 2 hours, I probably won't even watch it.
yeah, exactly.
Because then it's just padding and people walking and walking and driving and driving. And then the credits.
Drying their hair. No, I'm thinking of another movie.
Hey, Axe Grinder 2 has plenty of that. So there is plenty of walking in that movie. I would have done things a little differently.
Yeah, I tried not. I did that a lot at the beginning of my movies. You've seen that in the early ones. There was a lot of walking, and I tried to cut that out in the new movie. You know what I mean? Less walking and shit like that.
Yeah, I mean, there's, you know, I'm of course commenting about Dustin Ferguson, but that's one of his trademarks. One of his things that he does is lots of driving, lots of walking, lots of, and he knows it, and he's proud of it, and he's mentioned it before, and that's just his thing. So, you know, for like Axe Grinder 2, that's just, you know, how the film came out compared to the first one, and then the ones.
The first one's awesome.
I love the first one.
Yeah, the first one. I was just like, what the hell happened? You know what I mean? But then I realized it. I don't think the first one even had anything to do with David Sterling. I think he just licensed it or bought the rights or something. I don't think. Did he? I don't know. You know what I mean?
I believe he made it. Yeah. I believe it's.
I mean, because I didn't really. When I looked at it, I didn't really see much of Sterling's name in the original Axe Grinder, because it was made, and then you see, there's 2 years for it. You know what I mean?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, if you look on IMDb, I thought there was two years for that movie. Like
I'll have to ask him.
2006, and like it was made, and then he might have got a hold of it and added a couple scenes, or who knows, or just put his name on it. I don't know.
Because
it does not look like a David Sterling film.
It's David Palmieri, who I like, and he did a film called Claw for David, which I thought was very good, very, very 70s.
I thought that movie sucked.
Oh, really? Wow. I loved Claw.
I had that movie on my show, and I was so brutal to it. And then I went back. I felt like I don't want to tear apart one of, you know, David's movies, Sterling, but I think I even walked on my show, because I licensed it for a year, and I think I walked on and I go, yeah, we just got through watching Claw. Yeah.
Ooh.
I just feel like someone stuck a claw up my ass. I think I said something.
Ouch. Like well, you'll be happy to know that they made
whatever.
They made Claw 2, so it's coming out soon. It might be.
The acting was terrible. The effects, had one good effect in it. I don't know. I mean, I didn't even want to tear down anyone's movie. I shouldn't even edit that out. No.
I loved it. I thought it was really good.
I had it on my show, and I couldn't stand it. I watched the whole movie, and I couldn't stand it. I thought it was terrible.
Wow.
But then again, it's movies like that make me want to make movies.
Sure.
Yeah.
Now, what about a sequel to any of the Death Park 7 or The End? Is this The End, or are we going to be seeing a sequel at any point?
Well, it won't be a direct sequel. It's just going to be like a re-imaging, a reboot of the whole series, because obviously starting it off as a 3-minute movie and doing all that, blah, blah, blah. We're going to start off with a Welcome to Death Park, it'll be called. And it'll be kind of like 1 through 7 all in one movie. I'll get killed at the end, and then we'll have Return to Death Park, and I'll come back as a supernatural Jason type killer, you know.
Okay. Could you take parts 1, maybe not 7,
you
but
mean
parts 1 through 6?
Edit 1 through 7 together?
Yeah, and I'm not sure about 7 because it's so, much longer.
1 through 6, like.
But 1 through 6 is one movie. Is that possible?
I have everything I could, I guess. I could.
I mean, I like seeing them as the different parts, but it's I'm wondering if they would connect well.
Yeah, I don't know with the different quality. I mean, I shot all of those in 30 frames, except for the last one was 24. I mean, 23, 23:9:7. I don't know.
No,
but yeah, they're all shot the same though at 30. So I guess they would all go together. Yeah, I guess they would.
Interesting. Yeah. Okay.
I could look into that. I could just do that, I guess, and put them all together into one. Yeah, I'll look. I'll see how it looks. I could edit it together in a heartbeat, throw it in my editor, get rid of the credits, and see how it looks.
Yeah, just kind of maybe in between, 1 year later, 1 day later, something like that. So that could be interesting. So
yeah, I could do that.
Oh, there we go. Well, we are now at that point. So the last question would be, is there anything you would like to plug? And that could be past, present, or future.
Like Father, Like Daughter, follow it on Facebook. We got a Facebook page, Like Father, Like Daughter film, I think it is, or Like Daughter, Like Father, Like Daughter movie, one of the two. But it's up there, and or follow, Like Livid Media. That's about it. Check out B Movie TV if you've got a Roku.
Yeah, and I'll, like I said, I'm going to put those links down in the description area, so people can just click right on them and go straight to it. So.
B Movie TV, I think that's how I met a lot of these guys. I mean, Gore Phillips, I think that's his first movie. Before it was even on DVD or anything, he asked me if I could play it on my channel, and I did. And that's how everybody's seen him. I mean, it's same thing with who is it? Will Colazzo?
I know. Yeah, I know Will very well.
I watched his interview. And he came to me and wanted me to play Bloody Nun.
David Sterling was the Bloody Nun was the first one.
Yes.
Part 2 was not.
I heard all about. Yeah, I heard all of that. He told you about it. Yeah, I heard all about that. I heard it from both sides.
Yeah. That's always interesting to hear two sides. I've heard Will's side. I even heard Brad Sykes' side when it came to the Camp Blood movies.
Oh, I heard Jeff Leroy's side too.
Everybody's got a side. So and I'm in Bloody Nun 2. Have you seen Bloody Nun 2?
No, I haven't. And Will got a hold of me to play it, and I just haven't gotten around to.
Yeah, I'm at the very beginning. I play a priest who commits suicide.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, which is that he adds like a gun thing to the back of my head, like this explosion. So I always like playing these characters that I'm not, because I'm Democrat, but I like to play conservatives. I'm atheist, but I like to play priests. So I've done those a few times. So yeah, check out Bloody Nun 2. So it's fun. It's more. It's the same as the first one, more or less, So it's, if you know Will, you know what you're getting into.
I think we played Bloody Nun, and I think he had another movie we played, Faces of Death. A zombie movie.
I think he mentioned the zombie movie.
Yeah, I forget the name of it. We played.
I know Theater of Death. He did.
No, I could look, but yeah, whatever. Yeah, some zombie trilogy. There was CGI in it, but it was pretty good. It was fun.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, Will's a good guy. I like Will.
Yeah, he's an interesting cat. So, So all right. Well, before it gets too late, because I know it's late where you are. We're gonna say goodbye and sign off and all that stuff. So, I really do appreciate you being on and talking about all the films. Right, including ones we weren't expecting, like the 90s films and Slaycation. So all right, well, thank you.
No, it's fun. I enjoyed doing this. Thank you, John.
Oh yeah, definitely. And we'll have you back on when your next film gets done. So we'll talk about that one. Yeah, that's the great thing about this is you can always come back. So all right, everybody, we're gonna sign off, and so I will see you on the next one. And I'm going to wave here. All right. Bye, guys. Bye. See you on the next one, Filmmaker. Thanks. Bye. Hey, everybody. Thanks for hanging out after the video. And thank you for watching the very first Dark Park Films sponsored video. And who is that sponsor? Well, I've now learned if I do this with my hands, they go to the right area. There we go. That would be Wildlife Command Center Coffee, and you can purchase it right there. You can go to their website, which is buyWCC.com, and pick up their coffee. They have 2 blends, which I'm going to show you now. The first coffee is this one right here. This is a breakfast blend. It's 10 ounces, and it is a medium ground. And it does say, and it's breakfast, like I said, and this is what it says right here. It says, early bird can catch the worm. So there you go, a breakfast blend coffee that helps you catch the worm in the morning. And I really like this one. I'm more of a breakfast kind of blend coffee guy in the morning. So this one I really like. It has that little bit of oomph to it to kind of get you moving, get you up and out. And so I really enjoy this one, but that doesn't mean that I don't like the other one, which is this one right here. This is a dark roast. It is also 10 ounces, and both of these are $7.99 at their website. Pretty good price for 10 ounces worth of ground coffee. This one is, it's a little darker. So it's, I think it's better for drinking at night. Maybe if you're, writing a screenplay or if you're filming, this has got that oomph, that double punch to get you going. So this is one that I also recommend. I like both of these quite a bit, but I kind of do, the breakfast in the morning and then the dark more at night. So I recommend both of these quite a bit. And how did I find out about these two coffees here? And how did I find out about Wildlife Command Center? Well, when I was working on Night of the Zomghouls, there was a box of coffee that was just sitting there filled with coffee. And we didn't know what to do with it. Like, whose is this? Who brought it? Why is it here? And so we just kept going to the store and buying coffee. And then one day I said, why don't we just get the coffee out of the box and use that instead of, wasting money on going to Smith's or whatever and picking up coffee. So we did. We did not realize that it was the Wildlife Command Center coffee and that it, was sponsoring the movie. And it was great coffee. Everybody loved it. And we just went right through it. By the last day of filming, this coffee was gone. And I went and found out, about Wildlife Command Center, asked if they would like to be a sponsor for Dark Park Films, for their coffee. As many of you know, I love coffee. I love coffee mugs. And so this was a perfect match. And Wildlife Command Center is great with animals. So they provide a great service for rescuing animals. So it's kind of that double whammy for me, where coffee, helping animals, you can't go wrong. And they were even cool enough to send me, get in there, a coffee mug, because they knew that I liked coffee mugs. And right now, I don't get that. A little bit. I'm going to go on the keyboard, but that's their dark blend, because I'm recording this at night. So I am actually drinking that while recording. Also, one thing that you can get at their website, which is cool, is you can get this. There you go. This pocket knife, which is $9.49. And this is pretty cool because it has their name on it. Wildlife Command Center, we can catch it. And this is what it looks like. Put that down there. There we go. Fully out. So you're getting like the bottle opener, you got the corkscrew, you got a screwdriver, you got a blade, and then you got this little hook thing that you can pop it into something that doesn't have a tab, and then the liquid or whatever in there will come out. So this is pretty cool. And I'm just going to keep mine in my car because you never know. You might need a pocket knife. So please support them. I'm going to have links down below, where you can, check out just the Wildlife Command Center. I'll also have a link for Wildlife Command Center coffee, and it will basically be for both these guys right here. And please support them. I support them. I think what they do is pretty awesome. And maybe this coffee will be on your set or in your kitchen. It will definitely be, on my set in my kitchen. I know that. So please, once again, I'm going to show you these. Please go to their website and pick up their coffee and make it part of your day or night, depending on which one you like. So that'll be about it. I really appreciate it. Thanks for hanging out with me. And yeah, so thank you. And once again, please support my channel. Please support the Wildlife Command Center. And I will catch you later. Bye.